Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Yesterday, Raila Odinga responded to Kalonzo Musyoka. And Raila told Kalonzo yesterday that Azimio is only for the willing. And that was interpreted to mean Raila was giving up on any attempts to lure Kalonzo Musyoka to his political camp. Raila was just telling Kalonzo either to board the train or to leave it. And for the better part of today, I've been trying to see Kalonzo respond or any Kalonzo ally respond to Raila, but I've not seen such kind of responses. At least when I'm talking now. Maybe they will respond later, but as of now, they have not responded. And that is an indication again that Kalonzo Musyoka might be very careful not to be seen to antagonizing or to be confronting Raila Odinga. Because he knows that if he does that, then he might be just spoiling chances. That has been today and yesterday. And today, Raila Odinga landed in Samburu County in style. And Gideon Moi, one of OCA principals, actually welcomed Raila Odinga today in Samburu. Just some few days ago, Gideon Moi and Kalonzo Musyoka were in Uganda meeting Museveni. And today, Gideon Moi was welcoming Raila Odinga in Samburu County. And taking to his Facebook account, this is what Gideon Moi had to say. Gideon Kipsiele Moi, I have today bumped into my good friend and patriot, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, on my way to Samburu for Honorable Naisula Lesuda's re-election campaign launch. And then you can see there photos of himself and Raila Odinga. But from the look of things, it's very certain that Gideon Moi was not in Samburu for the launch of Lesuda's re-election, but he was there deliberately to make sure he welcomes Raila Odinga. So this launch was strategically placed to coincide with Raila's tour of Samburu today. And from where I sit, there is a message Gideon Moi is trying to send out by actually posting this. And that's exactly what I want us to find out in this video. What does this whole thing mean politically? That's our analysis and discussion right now. In case you've bumped here for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. The first meaning or message Gideon Moi is trying to send out here is this. Gideon Moi is telling Kalonzo Musyoka that time is running out. And the more Kalonzo continues dilly-dallying, Gideon Moi might actually abandon Kalonzo Musyoka for Raila Odinga. You know, in the few coming days, it's slightly less than a week, it's widely expected that Azimio team is going to crown Raila Odinga as their presidential candidate. And I won't be wrong to state here that we might actually find Gideon Moi in that launch throwing his weight behind Raila Odinga's candidature. So Gideon is telling Kalonzo that time is running out. Kalonzo should actually make up his mind, and he should make it as early as possible before it's late. That's one message or the intention of Gideon Moi posting this and actually praising Raila Odinga as a good friend and a patriot. Those are very weighty words. Secondly, Gideon Moi might be holding brief for Azimio in OCA, or rather in One Kenya Alliance. The moment we are still seeing Gideon Moi going around with Kalonzo Musyoka, that's an indication that chances of Kalonzo and Raila Odinga working together are still high. Because Gideon Moi is clearly still holding brief for Uhuru and Raila Odinga in One Kenya Alliance. So as long as Gideon Moi is still being seen with Kalonzo Musyoka, that's an indication enough that chances of Kalonzo working with Raila Odinga are still there. Chances are still very, very high. And at the moment now Gideon Moi disengages Kalonzo or stops to be seen with Kalonzo Musyoka, that would only mean that now maybe the link between Uhuru Raila and Kalonzo Musyoka shall have been cut. So that would only mean that now Azimio team of Raila, Uhuru and that team might actually go it without Kalonzo Musyoka. But as long as Gideon is still there, he's still holding brief for Azimio there. And then also from this post by Gideon Moi must be sending a coded message from Kalonzo Musyoka. You know, after Raila made some remarks yesterday, so far Kalonzo and his team have not responded. An indication that they don't want to spoil chances, or rather to spoil things. Maybe they are still willing to work with Raila Odinga. So the mere fact that Raila made those remarks yesterday, and we are seeing Gideon Moi welcoming Raila Odinga today in Samburu, Gideon Moi must be passing Kalonzo's message to Raila Odinga. And the message is simple. Kalonzo is still willing and ready to work with Raila Odinga. Yes, because from where I sit, it's a given fact that Gideon and Kalonzo Musyoka are very close political allies in the recent days. So Kalonzo might have deliberately sent Gideon Moi to Raila Odinga to tell Raila that chances of him working with Raila or with Azimio are still there. And that is simply because, you know, it's widely believed that after Kalonzo Musyoka came out public with this secret pact with Raila Odinga in 2017, Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga have widely been avoiding Kalonzo Musyoka. Those are the rumors behind the scenes, that after Kalonzo came out in public with this secret pact with Raila Odinga, secret pact of 2017, Uhuru and Raila have been avoiding him. So Kalonzo has not been able to negotiate with Raila or with Uhuru Kenyatta. And Kalonzo believes that Gideon Moi is a very close ally to the president and also to Raila Odinga. So Kalonzo finds Gideon Moi as a perfect link, or rather a negotiator that can actually bridge that gap. Kalonzo is just sending Gideon Moi to Raila Odinga. And the message is simple. Kalonzo is still ready and willing to work with Raila Odinga. And then also from that post by Gideon Moi, I'm also seeing a situation where should Kalonzo Musyoka play hardball to the end, he should count Gideon Moi out of his team. Gideon Moi, in the event Kalonzo plays hardball and he goes all the way to the ballot, and then Raila also goes all the way to the ballot, I'm seeing Gideon Moi supporting Raila Odinga for presidency and not Kalonzo Musyoka. So this is just also an indirect message to Kalonzo Musyoka that should Kalonzo decide to go it alone, or rather to go all the way to the ballot, then he should count Gideon Moi out of that alliance. Gideon Moi will most likely throw his weight behind Raila Odinga's candidature. That's also something I'm seeing here. And then Gideon Moi also welcoming Raila in Rift Valley. That is also strategic. Raila is also trying to propel Gideon Moi as the Pentagon, the face of Azimio in Rift Valley. And that's largely Raila's brand of politics. Because in 2007, it was Raila Odinga who actually built William Ruto in Rift Valley. I still remember a function that was done in Eldama Ravine. At that time, Musa Sirma was the member of parliament. And Musa Sirma hosted William Ruto in Eldama Ravine in 2007. And it was during that event that actually William Ruto was pronounced the Pentagon member for ODM. And days later, William Ruto was just made the Pentagon member, or rather Rift Valley spokesman for ODM. I'm also seeing a situation here where Raila is slowly trying to propel Gideon Moi as the Azimio spokesman in Rift Valley. And as now campaigns turn, we are going to see Gideon Moi being propelled as Raila Molo Odinga or Azimio spokesman in Rift Valley. Yes. So as I conclude, it's very clear that Gideon Moi might prefer working with Raila Molo Odinga at the expense of Kalonzo Musyoka. It's also very clear that Gideon Moi holds brief for Azimio in Oka. And it's also very clear that the moment Gideon Moi is still with Kalonzo Musyoka, then chances are still very high of Kalonzo teaming up with Raila Molo Odinga. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, just as I did indicate when we were starting, in case you've bumped here for the very first time, and so far you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. And to our fans, our subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful for the kind of support you are giving me here. God bless you. God bless Kenya.